You got the promotion, you hit the revenue goal, you checked all boxes. So why do you feel like something's missing? Not ungrateful, just quietly overwhelmed. Here's the truth, it's not about effort. It is about 3 goal-setting mistakes that kept you busy without moving you toward what actually matters and feel fulfilling. I'm going to show you exactly what those are and more importantly what works so that you can create goals and milestones that bring you fulfillment and contentment this year. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 mistakes and what to do instead. Mistake 1, setting monumental goals without checking alignment. Mistake 2, starting with ambition instead of awareness of your operating patterns. Mistake 3, relying on motivation instead of systems. By the end of this video, you will understand why past efforts didn't pay off as you expected. You will have a framework for what actually creates sustainable change. Before I show you what's next, quick introduction. My name is Jeannie Chia. I teach design thinking, a human-centric approach to innovation and psychology in a polytechnic in Singapore, exploring why we do what we do and how to create better solutions. Across both roles, I noticed the same fundamental gap in goal setting. Most frameworks jump into ambition without building from self-awareness first. So I created the Intentional Year Audit, a free evidence-based framework that combines psychology and behavioral science to help you design goals from clarity and create a year that feels truly fulfilling. This free audit is available in December and early January each year. If this is currently unavailable as you watch this video, you can still access the complete framework through this video and you will get the same structure and insights just without the downloadable PDF resources. Here's the first mistake. You are setting big goals, not goals that actually matter to you, align with your values and in a way that truly matters to you. Here's what this actually looks like. You work late for months to land a promotion. You get it, you post about it, people congratulate you, and 2 weeks later, you are sitting at your desk. The initial high has worn off and you realize this isn't what you thought it would feel like. That's not being ungrateful, that's arrival fallacy. Arrival fallacy is the belief that once I get there, I will finally feel better. Once I achieve this, I will feel fulfilled, confident, and settled. But what actually happens? You reach the milestone and the emotional payoff is smaller than expected, or it lasts briefly then fades, and almost immediately your mind looks for the next thing, not because you're impossible to satisfy, but because achievement alone doesn't create the meaning you thought this achievement would bring you and instantly provide you with the life you want to live and align with what truly matters to you. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying achievements are not important. Achievement gives you a moment, validation of your competence, proof of your capability, and as a result, you develop your confidence in a certain area, but it really creates lasting fulfillment simply because fulfillment comes from alignment, where what you are working toward reflects what you actually want and the life you want to live. External achievement matters. The promotion gives you opportunity. The income creates security. The recognition validates your capability. These are real valuable outcomes. But when you pursue external markers without also checking, does this align with what I truly value? You are risking building goals, milestones that don't sustain you over an extended period of time. You achieve what you desire, you get the validation, and 2 weeks later you are wondering why it doesn't feel the way you expected. The solution isn't choosing between external achievement and internal alignment. It is creating goals that create both, where what you're accomplishing externally also reflects what matters to you personally. That's how you build success that's not just impressive in the moment, but fulfilling over time. The distinction isn't between big goals versus small goals. It's between goals that are only externally ambitious and goals that are both externally ambitious and internally aligned. Goals focused purely on external markers create pressure because the motivation is tied to outcome and validation. Goals that align external ambition with personal value create pull because the work itself connects to what matters to you. Both types of goals can be equally ambitious, but only aligned goals create sustainable fulfillment alongside achievements. You need goals that are equally ambitious enough to create real progress and aligned enough to feel meaningful. Before setting any ambitious goal, run it through this filter. Does it matter to me beyond the achievement itself? How will reaching this goal change the quality of my life and put me closer to who I want to become? Goals with strong alignment will have clear answers to both external outcome, recognition, income, advancement, internal meaning, satisfaction, growth, contribution. If you can only name the external outcome, it is a signal for you to pause and check. Does this goal also reflect what I value, or am I pursuing it because it is objectively important without checking whether it's personally meaningful? Both can be true. Achievement and alignment can coexist, but if they are not clearly presented in your answers, you might be setting yourself up for accomplishment without fulfillment. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, just as common, and it's why even well-intended goals don't survive real life. Here's the second mistake. You skip straight to ambition without understanding yourself first. Here's what this looks like in practice. You decide you'll wake up at 5 a.m. to be more productive, even though you have never been a morning person and you are already sleeping 6 hours a night. You force yourself awake for a week, maybe 2, then you hit snooze. Then you skip a day. Then you stop setting the alarm altogether. Yes, I'm talking about myself. And the story you tell yourself, I'm just not disciplined enough. But the truth is, the goal was misaligned right from the start. You're fighting your natural wiring, not building on it. You set goals that don't account for your actual life, your energy levels, your existing patterns that you are unconsciously operating on. So you commit to daily workouts when you are already feeling depleted from work and running on empty. You plan to write every evening when evenings are when your brain shuts down. The goal isn't the problem. The disconnect between the goal and your real life is you are fighting against your natural rhythms instead of working with them. This is what psychologists call person-environment fits. Fulfillment and follow-through increase when what you're trying to do actually fits how you naturally function. The antidote isn't trying harder, it is designing goals that work with you and your life, not against it. Awareness is the foundation that makes everything else sustainable. Before you set ambitious goals, get clear on 3 things. What actually energizes you? What consistently drains you? Don't guess. Look at the evidence from the past year. What realistically is sustainable given your actual life right now? Not an idealized version, your real one. What one area, if improved, will create ripples across everything else. That's the sequence that works. So you have avoided impressive goals and started with awareness. Here's mistake number 3, and this explains why motivation always fades. Here's the third mistake. You are waiting to feel motivated before you take action. I'll start when I feel ready. I'll need motivation again. I'll do it when things calm down. Motivation appears, disappears, and suddenly weeks pass. Here's the hard truth. Motivation is unreliable. It is an emotion. It fluctuates. It responds to sleep, stress, hormones, whether you had a good day or a terrible one, which you do not have control over. If you're depending on motivation to drive behavior, it is fleeting. Research on self-regulation shows that willpower is finite resource. It depletes throughout the day. So when you rely on willpower to make difficult decisions and leaving the heavy lifting tasks to the end of the day, you are asking your most depleted self to make the hardest decision. That's just how the brain works. Internally, you are thinking to yourself, should I? Do I feel like it? Maybe tomorrow. What you actually need is supportive structure. Design your environment so the next step is obvious and easier instead of harder to get things going. This is behavioral design. Instead of willpower, here's what that looks like in practice. Instead of, I will go to gym after work, structure your gym bag in your car the night before. Remove the decision-making process. Instead of, I will journal when I have the time, put your journal on your bedside table. You can't get into bed without seeing it. Instead of, I will eat healthier, pre-cut vegetables on Sunday, make the healthy choice the easy choice. Start buying more healthy food and limit your access to junk food by not having them in your cabinet within your reach. Essentially, you are making the process of achieving your goals easier. Small actions repeated consistently create behavioral momentum, and momentum rebuilds trust. Here's what most people miss. The action you take shapes identity more than your intention. You don't wait to feel like a runner before you run. You become a runner by running. Even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes, 3 times a week, the behavior comes first. By taking small steps, your action helps shape the belief and momentum that follows. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start small enough that you cannot fail. Let repetition do the work. Those are the 3 mistakes. Now, let's bring them together. Here's what we have covered. You have been setting monumental goals without checking whether they align with what you personally value. You have been jumping straight to ambition without checking your natural rhythm first. You have been relying on motivation instead of designing supportive structure. It's simply how most goal-setting frameworks are taught. They skip the foundation that makes everything else sustainable. Now, you know what's been blocking you and what actually works. You can take everything you have learned here and try to apply it yourself. That's completely okay. Or you can use the complete framework I've built, the Intentional Year Audit, which takes you step by step through honest review of your past year, energy pattern recognition, clarity on what actually matters to you, your first aligned step forward. It's my gift to you, and it's designed for people who are ready to stop drifting and take action to create a fulfilling year. The link is in my bio. You have been busy long enough. It's time to be intentional. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate your time. Leave a comment and tell me what is one action you are committing to. What will you be doing differently? I read all comments. Thank you once again, and I'll see you the next time.